so good. Someday when things are good, I'm gonna leave.
Good morning. Welcome back to Rockin' It Pops. Today we're going to have a survivor segment. We're going to have a guy come in. He's going to tell a story that honestly has just recently touched my heart, and I think you need to hear it. Matter of fact, I think he's walking up the sidewalk right now. Come on in and tell Pops about it. What's up, Shawn? How you doing, brother?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, good to see you. How you been?
Great.
Yeah. So tell the people a little bit about yourself. Tell them where you're from. Are you married? You got a family? You know, what do you do for work?
I'm Shawn Wright, and I'm a realtor for Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Born and raised. Got a wife and now 4 children, and hang around Murfreesboro.
Yeah. Now you said now 4 children. Have you just recently had a child, or
We
what's
recently finalized an adoption.
adoption? Okay. You want to share a little bit about that with us?
Yeah, so I've got a friend of mine who I guess had a mutual, she was a mutual friend of somebody else, and she had called me one day saying, hey, would you like to adopt a kid? And I go, well, if I have 3 boys, I've already got 3 boys, and she goes, well, my first question was, is it a girl?
Right.
And she goes, no, it's not a girl. And I go, well, probably not. It's not something we're looking into.
Right.
And she goes, well, can I at least tell you the kid's story? And I was just, well, sure, tell me the kid's story.
Yeah.
Kind of put a tear in my eye, so I go, look, I'll at least tell my wife, or ask my wife about it. We'll go from there.
Yeah.
I asked my wife the same line of questions, and she goes, well, look, we'll at least meet the kid.
Yeah.
And here we are a year later, and the adoption's finalized.
So you and your wife didn't plan on adopting?
We didn't plan on adopting. We thought our family was whole, and we were moving along. Everybody was happy, and just a great little family. And
A phone call.
sometimes God just has a way of ringing your bell, and you better answer it.
I like that. So no plans of having any other children, and a phone call, and God's plan, and here you are a year later with a son with your name.
Yes.
Yeah, we love adoption stories, man, because a lot of kids have stories you don't know. And the sad kid that's eating by himself in the cafeteria, they have a tough home life. You know what I mean? When I seen your post the other day about adoption, I wanted to question you about it because adoption is such a big part of our story with my family too. And most of the people watching already know it, so I won't share that. But man, I love your story. I love the fact that you wasn't planning on having any children, and one day someone just calls you and says, hey, you want to adopt? And you're just like, well, let me talk to my wife, because this is not like getting a dog or something, you know, like this is not like babysitting for the weekend. This is your son.
Yeah, we go back even, my first son was actually 3 months premature, and he weighed 1 pound, 12 ounces. And
Wow.
we were told that when the night before he was born that there was 95% chance he'd have major issues or have CF or something like that, or he would never be a normal kid. There was a 5 to 10% chance he would die. It was even talked about that maybe we should even look at abortion that late.
Oh my gosh.
It's an emergency situation, but I mean that was very briefly talked about.
Yeah.
But it was basically there's no way this kid could have a normal life.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you're never going to have any more children.
So the fact that all of your boys are here is a miracle.
Yeah, so we had him. He's now 18. He's perfectly healthy. Has absolutely nothing wrong with him. We had a second child that he's perfectly healthy. Third child perfectly healthy. So God has provided us now 4 children that are great. But as Christians, God's first edict to us is what?
Answer the call.
Be fruitful and multiply.
Yeah, true.
And we've lost that as Christians about having putting our kids out there, raising them in the church, putting them in the right direction. our job as parents is to raise our children in His name and put them in His work and carry a light.
Right. And I can definitely relate to that. And even what I've noticed here lately is even the non-believers that are my friends, when things happen, like somebody going from stage 4 cancer to clear remission and things like that, and churches being gifted properties that are worth millions of dollars for nothing. Some things you can't deny, that there's got to be something greater than yourself that is blessing your life.
That's right.
And whether you call it God or whether you're not, myself, I do. We go to church every Sunday. Sundays are my favorite days now because last year in this situation we didn't know whether we were going to be still here.
Sure.
And if I wouldn't have went to the doctor, I would have been gone in 9 months. So the fact that technology has come so far, and there's things that you can do now, and treatment, and it's a blessing. We're a lot of people complain about technology, but if it wasn't for technology, I wouldn't be sitting here.
I once heard a modern day parable, and it was a guy who died, but he was out on a raft out in the middle of the ocean, or like holding a piece of wood out in the middle of the ocean. And he gets to heaven, and he goes, St. Peter goes, "You want to talk to God?" "Yeah, I want to talk to God. I got questions." And so he goes to God, and he goes, "God, why didn't you send help?" And he goes, "Well, sir, I sent you a float, and you didn't get on." And he goes, "And then when you didn't go on the float, I sent the Navy after you. And the Navy, you didn't get on the Navy ship.
Right.
And then I sent a helicopter."
Right.
He goes, "But you didn't answer any of the things I sent for your help." He goes, "Miracles happen just think about it, miracles happen every day, and we don't look at them."
Well, and I love how God works, because like yesterday I planned to have a guy on with a survivor thing, and we just got into a conversation about God, and we sat over there for 2 hours and never recorded a thing, and we were both okay with that, because we hadn't seen each other in a long time, and we got to catch up, and he's like, "Man, I'm really busy the next 3 weeks, but I'll come then." And I was like, "Cool, well, we'll stay in touch, and if we don't record then that's fine." Like, I'm trying to take myself out of this, because some people wanted me to tell my story. And I don't think that in the first survivor story that my story is the one that needs to be told. Is it one that needs to be told? Absolutely. But I don't want to make this about myself when God has just blessed us to no extent.
Yeah.
It's just, and I tell people, it was crazy. I wasn't even worried the last scan. Everybody else was worried, and I said, I had to jump out on faith that someone else had, that I was going to be okay, because I didn't have any when I got to the church that I'm going to now. That's
Sure.
the Gathering Place Christian Church at 663 Compton Road. We meet at 9:45 on Sunday mornings. You should come by sometime.
I'll be glad to.
Yeah, and we invite everybody. You got drunk last night? That's okay. Come on in. We love you. We want the same thing you want. And I just love your story, Shawn. I would sitting talking with you this morning, even before this, is a blessing. And I had in mind that we were going to talk about Murfreesboro community and MTSU, but sometimes there's a different plan, and we might get a phone call one day that causes us to adopt a child, and I guarantee you that child is well loved.
Yeah, he's well loved.
Yeah.
And he's
And
hard.
how does your other sons treat him? Is he just the same as them?
He's just the same as them.
Right.
My 6-year-old biological son and him are just two peas in a pod.
Yeah.
They're brothers through and through.
So we won't keep you too long today, but what we will say is answer the call.
Answer the call.
Oh,
God.
I got
God's got a calling for you. Be sure you're there to listen.
Yeah, because he's all around. And what I ran for so long, man, I was just tired. And when I got to this church I'm going to now, man, I seen that they were hungry too, and I could relate to that. And little church of 30, man. But that church of 30 is strong. And that church was packed this week and had people standing on the sides and people down the middle. Like, and they just got a brand new church about 4 weeks ago given to them for free.
That's great.
Right there across from the reserve. 663 Compton Road. Come see us on Sunday mornings. Where do you go to church at,
I go to
Shawn?
First United Methodist on Thompson Lane.
Awesome.
Right beside Siegel Elementary.
Awesome. So we're right down the road. If you want to come see Shawn, come see Shawn. You want to come see us, come see us.
Yeah.
And, you know, just find you a place and get around people. For us, we were only going to go once, and they won't let us go. So kind of now we couldn't leave if we wanted to.
Yeah, we when my wife and I grew up as both Christian faiths but different faiths, and I think we went to every church in Middle Tennessee looking
Right.
for a church.
Yeah.
Until we found the one that felt like home. So.
Yeah. One of my old bosses goes there. Like I've heard really great things about it. So
Drew Shelley, our newer preacher, he's fantastic.
good. That's great to hear. So I guess we're just gonna leave you right there. Answer the call, Shawn, Wright.
Answer the call.
Boy, it's great. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming out, Sibs. I'm gonna go out that way and shut the door if you want to go out, and just turn the light off when you leave.
All right, sounds good.
All right,
Thank you.
buddy. Have a good one.